Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. আমরা এখন আবার চলে যাই প্রেজেন্টেশনে ইনশাআল্লাহ. And this was the slide that we were on. আমরা কি স্লাইড দেখতে পাচ্ছি?
জি দেখা যাচ্ছে।
জি দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
Okay, barakallahu fikum. Now, recipe for successful marriage. So now we understand the purpose of marriage and two key ingredients which will help us maintain the status quo, which is sukoon, inshallah. একজন আরেকজনের প্রতি দরদ, comfort, sacrifice, এবং all those elements, and not just raw emotional feeling. Yeah, comes with that sense of responsibility. এবং একজন আরেকজনের প্রতি rahmah, merciful হব, এই দুইটা মেইনটেইন করতে হবে। এবং এটা ওখানেই তো ছিলাম আমরা, তাই না? Yeah, এই দুইটা মেইনটেইন করতে হবে, এবং এই দুইটা মেইনটেইন করার মাধ্যমে আমরা we will be able to manage and maintain the status quo, which is our al-sukoon, which is the purpose of marriage. Now, successful marriage এর জন্য অনেক কিছু আছে যেটা মানুষ ভুল করতেছে. First of all, the basic understanding of the purpose is one of the reasons, which is lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, and lack of those three key points. And now there are other elements where the experts and the counselors has also come up with, which does not contradict the Sunnah, rather reinforces it. Now, I'm not going to go through the full detail of this hadith. How many of us have heard the hadith of 11 women talking about their husband?
Sorry, Ustaz, I didn't hear about it.
You didn't hear about it, okay? Anyone else that would like to say, have you heard about a hadith? It's a famous one, and it's muttafaq alayh, Bukhari and Muslim. Hadith about...
Sorry, didn't hear about that.
Okay, so we will not go through the full details, but yeah, we will go through some of the highlights. It's very, very, very important, because when the companions talking about their husbands and their attributes, I think that will help us understand one key element where the success lies in a marriage, inshallah. Because final statement of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the seal on the success criteria, inshallah. So this is a hadith of Umm Zarʿ and Abu Zarʿ radiallahu anhu about their ideal relationship. Our mother Ammajan Aisha radiallahu anha বলছেন যে, আর নিচে রেফারেন্স দেওয়া আছে হাদিসটার, 11 জন মহিলা, they sat together and promised each other that they will describe their husbands and not conceal anything about them, to describe their husbands. And the first one said, what did they say? That you is like meat of a weak camel, neither fat enough to be eaten nor easy to reach. Means he was useless, subhanallah. One of them said that he would divorce her if she spoke, if he discussed anything. If she's quiet, he would also keep her hanging in terms of ঝুলায় রাখা, যেটা বলে যে বুঝতে দিচ্ছে না আসলে মনের মধ্যে কি চলছে. The third one said tall, foolish, bad natured. The fourth one said like tihama, which is peaceful and gentle, not too hot, not too cold. The fifth one said is like a leopard or a lion, like sleeps a lot, and when he's awake he is strong like a lion. All these descriptions came, and there is a whole booklet. I don't know whether you will be able to see it or not. Can you see the side pane where my video is also visible? Can you see that?
Yes.
So there is a whole explanation of this this hadith, which is quite interesting. When you have time, you should study and read about it, inshallah. Sixth one said that house was always filled with guests, so people আসা যাওয়া করতে থাকে, তো ওইজন্য there's a lot of dust. So there are expressions which are native, যেটাকে বলে না প্রবচন, Seventh one said he was weak, unable to satisfy her needs. So this is the physical element. He was a weak person physically. Eighth one said like a rabbit and smelt like a saffron. And ninth one said he was hospitable, generous, mashallah, has big mansion, stuffs like that. 10th one said noble, wealthy, and generous. Now the 11th one is of our interest, which is her husband was Abu Zarʿ al-Ghifari, radiyallahu anhu, one of the greatest companions. And she described him in great detail, and that is the focus of our point. He treated her with honor, provided her abundantly. So respect, generosity, and she was happy. So this here, the element of sukoon is expressed as well. But later he divorced her, and that's a different discussion, inshallah. Remember, incompatibility and other social reasons might be there. And she married another man who was kind, yet she said she never found anyone like Abu Zarʿ radiallahu anhu. So he fulfilled those conditions for her so much that she couldn't get over with his positive contribution in her life with Sakina during her time with Abu Zarř radiallahu anhu. Now the ultimate success is this. At the end, Aisha radiallahu anha said, the Rasul sallallahu said to her, to you as Abu Zarř was Umm Zarʿ. Same attributes, except that I'll not divorce you, plus added security. So security is also part of it. This hadith is a tremendous hadith for us to understand that every marriage has a unique dynamic. Every marriage is different, but have all those three ingredients. Remember, people who contemplate, the signs in it. The variation in the characteristics of men, I just quickly listed it because this is not explanation of that hadith lesson. Yeah, there is variation amongst us. All of us in this group that we are discussing, we do not have the same attributes, but we all have to strive for the sakina and maintain the mawaddah and rahmah between our spouses. That doesn't change because that's not for one of us, that's for everyone, because Allah created our partner for that reason. Respect and generosity, which came through very strongly in that hadith, are two key ingredients to maintain, when I mean happiness, to maintain the sakina between the spouses. Emotional support is the key to success, because emotional support Prophet ﷺ gave as well about the security and the divorce and etc. And wealth and status are secondary and materialistic. From the statement of other people, Prophet ﷺ did not mention anything about them. He is has mansion, has this, has that. But Prophet ﷺ did say, even the last statement of Umm Zarʿ, although she got married to a person who's a gentleman, mashallah, another person who's a good person, but she was still giving attributes of her ex-husband, subhanallah. And how many of us would be, subhanallah, a person, even after marriage, our spouse, may Allah protect all of our marriage, how many of in society we would see they talk positive about their previous partner. So materialistic, any success is not a criteria for success in marriage. And I'm repeating intentionally because this needs to be drilled in. Success is in finding sakina in the spouse. Now, this is where the discussion will become a little bit heavy. So, relational intelligence, RI, is something is lacking in Duniya now at the moment. We have high IQ, yeah. We have trained people with emotional intelligence, how to deal with catastrophes and stuff. But in personal life, yeah, IE, but IR, the relational intelligence is lacking because of lack of knowledge. And I'm gonna show something. The lack of knowledge again. I would recommend, please note this down. If you find these books, these books are fundamental to understand, the names and attributes of Allah is fundamental. Correct aqidah is fundamental. Otherwise, your belief in your Quran and understanding of the Quran will be weak. So the aqidah book, this is the Aqidatul Wasitiyah, is most important book of our lives. And then if we talk about specifically marriage, there are books available. Like this is a book of Adab. This is a book of Adab al-Zufaf, which is Etiquettes of Marriage by Sheikh Albani rahimahullah. This whole book is about that. And if one wants to go study in depth, I have a series by Sheikh Jibali. He has 4 books. The first one is Closer Than a Garment. It's about the relationship that we're talking about in terms of personal attributes and qualities that we need to look for, and further details in etiquettes of marriage. Part 2 is Fragile Vessel, how to maintain the spouse. Yeah. And then the quest for love and mercy, the mawaddah and rahmah, which is about maintaining the intimate family life, which is one of the causes of divorce. And that is specifically, there are adabs which we need to know. And then about precious sprouts, which is about the progenies and the family in future. Ingredients of happy marriage, Sheikh Omar. And then I'll come to this book, a concise fiqh book, where the marriage chapter is about 100 pages. So all of these, so I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books that I have brought forward to share with you, that if we are doing, remember the first initial discussion, for 30 years of career, we spend 25, 30 years of studies. What about the life? Because there's no retirement from coupledom. There's no retirement from family life. If you think of that, that means it's already a failed venture. Yeah. And it is for eternity, that you want to be with your partner in Jannah as well. That is the ultimate success. For that, how much studies we have done, we need to think. And I've recommended the books, and if need, inshallah, I'll be able to just text at some point one of you, and then you can share which books to study, inshallah. So successful couples have, and we will finish with this section, if need be, if you have time, we might generate another link to talk about and finish off today with selection of partners, inshallah. So first of all, it is a unique partnership, and I want you to understand what I mean by it's a single unit when you combine the both 100%. It's a single unit, although 2 parties, and it's not a 50-50, which is the modern day explanation, and it is not 50-50. It's 100. Sometimes you have to do 100 when she is doing 0. Sometimes she will do 100 when you are doing 0. Like you are at the side of the bed when the baby delivery happening. She's doing 100%. We're just there. Yeah. But yes, of course, the mental support needs to be 100%. Yeah. All the other logistical supports needs to be 100%. It's 100 in 100. There's no less. Yeah. Otherwise, this becomes list of numbers. Who did how much? Who did what is the share? How much we are earning? Especially if the both spouses earn how much they contributed, it becomes a competition, and shaitan wins. So partnership is 100 of 100 from both sides, and it's complementary. Jokhon keu 40 korbe, other one has to do 60 without complaining that, sorry, you're not doing 50-50, you're not doing much. I did all of it. Yes, you signed up that you will do all of it when she cannot, or you signed up when he cannot do all of it, that you will do it. You will carry the family unit through. The second important thing is the mubashara, and this probably will take a bit detail, some conversation people do not do openly, the importance of mubashara. And importance of mubashira here, who can tell me, I'm opening it up, what do I mean by mubashira here in this part, in this point? Anyone?
Is it good news?
Sorry?
Is it good news?
Good news? Good news is the literal meaning. Quran and Hadith has come with this word with a very specialized action between spouses. That's a big clue. Come on. No one? This is talking about the intimate relationship, spousal relationship, marital relationship. I intentionally don't use the word sexual relationship because it sounds a bit raw, but mubashira is the marital relationship, halal marital relationship between husband and wife, which is fundamental right of each other, which source of joy and enjoyment, and is part of responsibility as well. And misunderstanding importance of mubashara has caused a lot of divorce. I have not witnessed, seen, but reported and consulted multiple cases where this is the cause of infidelity, this misunderstanding this element, and the cause of divorce. Yeah. Because not understanding each other needs, because all types must be fulfilled. Like there has to be planned intimate relationship, there has to be spontaneous, there would be a therapeutic one, there would be a selfless one when one partner is not ready or not feeling like, but the other partner has to fulfill. Remember, if it has to be fulfilled when needed. And there are certain curiosities every couple or every person individually might have an intimate desire which needs to be fulfilled by the partner. So this is a whole detailed topic which demands a different whole discussion and a standalone halaka. And hopefully when we have time and when we ask for it, we might be able to organize one, inshallah. And respect for each other. So the other key ingredient for having relational intelligence is we have to have respect for each other, listening to each other, and respecting each other in front of the family. I have to respect my wife in front of my family, in front of my children. My wife has to respect me in front of her family, in front of her friends. This is very, very important because before we know it, we go into backbiting. We go into words which should not be disclosed. We go into attributes which, if my spouse heard, will not be happy when I am talking about it. And this will help us understanding each other more, because the moment you have respect for each other, you will be able to protecting each other better. Yeah. Remember, we have to protect to maintain the status quo with rahmah and with mawaddah. This is part of it. And the successful couple also have what? Great. What is great? Never give up attitude. Do or die attitude. Yeah. Now, this point, if you contemplate, my brothers, every morning, Shaitan, Iblis, sends his army to do mischief. Because he, Ash-Shaitan Ar-Rajim, the cursed, gave a challenge and took a challenge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I'm going to deceive them. And every evening around sunset, he takes muhasaba. Ki korcho aজকে bolo. E bole ei korছি o bole oi korছি. Shirk খুবই পছন্দ করে, is the king, give crowns. But when someone says that আজকে আমি husband wife এর মধ্যে ঝগড়া লাগাই দিছি এবং they are about to divorce or they will divorce, say yes, you have done good. পাশে নিয়ে বসায়, তুমি এখানে আসো, তার পাশে বসায় তাকে, হ্যাঁ, তার সিংহাসনে। এভরি মর্নিং যদি শয়তান তার কার্কুন তার লস্কর পাঠাচ্ছে টু ডিস্ট্রয় ম্যারেজেস, Every morning, every single day. This is not just saying Qabul and then we are married. Every single day, consciously we have to do actions to undo the waswasa of shaitan. This is great. No matter what, we will not give in and we will not fall into the temptations of shaitan. It starts from uncontrolled gaze. The more you control your gaze when you're out in public, the more Allah will make your spouse beautiful in your eyes. That's given. Not everybody is beauty pageant in the world, but everybody will have the beauty which will give us the sukoon, give us as husbands, as men, the tranquility that we look for in our women. This is important. Very, very important. Never give up attitude. No matter what temptation comes, we have to support each other and protect each other. And whenever there is confusion, whenever there is misunderstanding, before it escalates, we need to have certain difficult conditions, difficult in situations, difficult conversations. We have to have difficult conversations. We shouldn't shy away at all. Regularly check, is everything going okay? Is the sukoon maintained? Because now we know sukoon has to be maintained. That is the purpose of marriage. If sukoon's not there, everything else is secondary, yeah, in the marriage. Yeah. So that frank conversation without formality, without too much of a superficial chit chat, yeah, we need to have a discussion. Keno erokom mone hocche, keno feel hocche, keno comfortable feel hocche na. All of this needs to be discussed before things go sour. Adaptability. One of the reasons things go difficult is we don't reinvent ourselves, we do not adapt. আমরা যখন one job থেকে আরেক জবে যাই, surroundings change হয়ে যায়, office setup change হয়ে যায়, colleagues change হয়ে যায়, and we need to reinvent ourselves to maintain our professionalism. We know that very well. Yeah, we go to a shop, মুদির দোকান, ওইখানে কিভাবে আমি আমাদেরকে কন্ডাক্ট করব, and when we go to I don't know what are the big plazas. In my time, বাংলাদেশে তখন নতুন আসছিল, এসকেলেটর শুরু হয়েছিল. The first one ever, I think, was called, I don't know, এখনো আছে কিনা, Eastern Plaza. Eastern Plaza. So when you go there, আছে?
জি আছে।
আছে এখনো। আচ্ছা, you go there, your whole mindset will change. Yeah. So যেখানে যখন যে সিচুয়েশন হবে, যেরকম when you are in your 30s as a couple, it's not going to work when you are in 60s. When you just got married and when you have one kid, it's not going to be the same. Yeah. So যখন আমরা একা আছি শুধু হাজবেন্ড ওয়াইফ, আর যখন বেবি চলে আসছে, so I know, I'm sure Abdullah has seen when I have Abdullah and Abdurrahman or Ruqayya only 2, 3, and now we have up to Abdul Latif, we have 9, total different setup. We cannot keep doing exactly the same, but we need to adapt. And this is a tremendous ability of a successful marriage, inshallah. They also have each, so there are 3 slides on successful couples, and in each slide there are 3 points. So first 6 গেছে, এখন next মানে final 3 হচ্ছে conflict resolution. We will have conflict. It is impossible to have no conflict in a marriage. A marriage where there is no conflict, that is not marriage, that is cohabitation. And I can repeat that. You can record this. রাসূল সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম 1 মাস পর্যন্ত উম্মুল মুমিনিন, উম্মাহাতুল মুমিনিন যে ওনাদের সাথে কথা বন্ধ করেছিলেন, because he was upset. Aisha radiyallahu anha, when there was a qissatul ifk, a slander and defamation holo onar against until it got resolved. He was in the house of Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu, and when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went after Allah declared her pure, radiyallahu anha, when he went, she was upset. She spoke to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a very stern manner. Yeah. Now there will be conflict, and a major tool of successful relationship is how we resolve the conflict based on each other's, not just strength, everybody talks about that, but weaknesses. We know the weakness of each other. We have to resolve, and we have to do the resolution, not reprimand, because we all have mistakes. We all have weaknesses. There's not a single human can claim that there is no weakness in that person. Yeah. তো কনফ্লিক্ট রেজলিউশনেরও আদাব আছে, এটা এটিকেটের মধ্যে আসবে। রেজলিউশন মানে রিজলভ করতে হলে কি করতে হয়, সিরিয়াস প্রবলেম হলে কি করতে হয়, কি কি এটিকেট, কি কি স্টেপ নিতে হবে, মিডিয়েটর আনতে হবে। All of these things will come based on knowledge, and I talked about books and information and the scholars' opinions that we have to go to and retrieve so that we can do the right thing. Because it's easy to dissolve a marriage. It's difficult to maintain, and the job is to maintain. That's why half of faith, they say, is like marriage. A successful marriage means he is holding on to his faith and practicing his iman with all these difficulties well. Yeah. And then discipline. Then means here, in chronology, then here means also these will require discipline, which is sacrificing your current self's short-term desires for your ideal future self. ভবিষ্যতে তুমি কি হইতে চাও, the successful baba, successful husband, successful in Aakhirah, to go to Jannah. To do that, certain things we need to sacrifice from our current life. Means we need to discipline ourselves. Yeah. And that will encourage our spouse to discipline themselves, and we'll be able to help each other discipline by following the sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, without being lavish, without going into loan and riba and buy major commodities which is absolutely not necessary, and just for the show, just for the status, all of those things. Yeah. But people fall into, I have seen practicing brothers fall into element of lack of discipline in their monetary management. May Allah protect all of us. And we have to seek knowledge. Successful couple will continue to grow and continue to learn, and will continue to fulfill the obligation, because learning is a major is an obligation which is fard. And there are adabs which needs to be learned. There are etiquettes which needs to be learned, what to do after marriage with wife. Yeah. মাথায় হাত রেখে দোয়া পড়া, একসাথে সালাত আদায় করা, ডাউরি যেটা মাহার ওটা ক্লিয়ার করা, all these etiquettes, it will come into the fiqh, and the fiqh will give the obligation, and adab will give the beautification of the marriage. Again, some people run away from this. If somebody is getting married, needs to know, not with the intention of talaq, because that's haram, talaq, the fiqh of talaq, fiqh of khula, fiqh of li'an. We need to know this. These are the three modes of dissolution of marriage. We go into business and contract knowing if it didn't work out, what will happen? We don't even know. Majority, and I'm not saying this lightly, I repeat, majority of the talaq in our countries in current times, in our culture, is wrong. They do not know how to give talaq. That means many of them are still in marriage and has gone on to marry somebody else. So knowing the fiqh of talaq is obligation, because I'm getting married. This is the business I'm going to start now. It's further upon me to know all these etiquettes. Yeah, inshallah. So that is going to be the end of that section, and selection of partner will take some time, and I think we can now quickly discuss and finish up today's halaqah. And it's been a while, and I've spoken a lot. If you have one or two questions, time's going to run out as well, and we will be able to discuss what we can, inshallah, or we can select next session for our, the selection of partner halaqah, I think, which was one of the key things. Some of the brothers have come anyway. So what do we do? You can give your opinion, inshallah, my brothers.
চাচু, আজকের লেসনটা এত পর্যন্ত থাকি, আমাদের 8টার সময় আবার ইশার জামাত আছে তো।
Inshallah. Okay. So any questions on this? Selection of partner will be a key discussion where from Qur'an and Sunnah, what we are supposed to look for when we're looking for a partner, that will help us maintain, the sukoon that we are saying, that we have to fulfill the purpose of marriage, and we will be able to maintain mawaddah and rahmah. It will help tremendously when we get the partner, the ideal partner, the best we can, inshallah, and work on it, inshallah, and make a good, successful married life, inshallah. So that will be our next topic.
আমাদের নেক্সট আলোচনা কবে হতে পারে?
And inshallah, it can be in the weekend, this weekend.
Friday or Sunday?
Sunday te better, inshallah. Sunday.
Sunday te same time.
Sunday at the same time, inshallah. Okay, Sunday at the same time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
ঠিক আছে। জাযাকুমুল্লাহ খায়রা ওয়া সুবহানাকাল্লাহুম্মা বিহামদিকা আশহাদু আল্লা ইলাহা ইল্লা আনতা আস্তাগফিরুকা ওয়া আতুবু ইলাইক। আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।
Wa alaikum assalam.